Scientifically speaking, this is true and it is the basic law of thermodynamics. What this simplistic model fails to account for is how the various foods you put into your body actually then go about affecting these two variables. Because research has shown that while yes, at the end of the day, the fat loss process by simply swapping these foods for whole grain, less processed foods instead, and let them do the work for you. Next, let's dive into how you then go about distributing your meals throughout the day. Because while yes, again, your total daily calorie intake is what matters most for fat loss, it turns out that the manner in which you distribute these calories throughout the day seems to be more important than we've previously been led to believe. Illustrating this is a recent 2020 paper and another similarly designed 2015 paper that compared the effects of using a more front-heavy distribution approach by allocating more calories to breakfast versus a back-heavy approach by allocating more calories to dinner instead. What the researchers found is that subjects using the front-heavy approach not only experienced significantly less hunger and significantly less cravings for sweets throughout the day, but they also experienced greater overall energy levels, meaning that they were able to adhere to the diet more easily and they likely burned more calories throughout the day from fidgeting, walking, and just moving more in general because of their increased energy levels. And in fact, this protocol was also repeated in a long. In this video, I'll go through 3 swaps that you'll want to make in your diet that accounts for those variables and can enable you to lose fat faster, and then I'll provide you with a sample meal plan that puts all of this together for you. The first swap you want to make with your diet is to stick to mostly with foods that have been minimally processed. So for example, foods like oats and multigrain bread as opposed to their refined counterparts such as cereal and white bread that have been stripped of most of their important nutrients and fiber. Not only are these less processed foods beneficial when dieting in the sense that they generally provide more nutrients and keep us fuller for longer, but they also have another unique benefit that has to do with something called the thermic effect of food, which is the amount of calories that our body burns to metabolize and actually use the foods that we ingest. Reported greater hunger control over a period of 12 weeks when compared to a group that used a back-heavy approach by simply swapping the breakfast and dinner calories, indicating that there does seem to be some indirect fat loss benefits to allocating more calories to your meals early on in the day. And this is something that I personally noticed as well. I used to be someone who would save a lot of my calories for my evening meals because I knew that that's when my cravings would really hit. But when I instead experimented with shifting more and more calories to early on in the day and at breakfast, I found that not only did my energy levels throughout the day and my gym performance considerably improve, but I also just wasn't craving things as much at night because I just wasn't as hungry. Now obviously this does vary for the individual and may depend on the satiety index, which examined the effects of 38 different common foods on hunger levels. We can clearly see that on a calorie for calorie comparison, some options are just better than others when it comes to controlling your appetite. This video